Traditional banking, as we know it, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, will be obsolete in the next decade. In today's video, I'm gonna explain why I think traditional banking is on its way out and how I believe DeFi and Finance 3.0 will be taking over and taking its place. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you for being here. My name is Matt Garabedian, AKA the Phenom Investor. If you get some value out of this video, please smash that like button and hit that subscribe because I'm dropping all information concerning crypto and entrepreneurship every single week on this channel. All right, guys, without any further delay, roll that clip. So let's start with our current system, and I'm gonna break it down over a couple different steps and theories as to where it's at and where it's going. So where we need to start right now is what I like to call Finance 1.0, which looks at how we started. Finance 1.0 can be thought of as the world of gold and central banks. Most people see this as the foundation of today's traditional financial system. For roughly 400 years from the mid-17th century, we used money in the form of coins and bills that was backed by gold and issued by nation states. In the 20th century, the link between the coins and bills we use and the gold that back them disappeared. In the United States, for example, the US dollar ceased to be connected to gold in 1971. It was the end of the gold standard. So this, in my opinion, was the beginning of the end. Once the dollar was taken out of the reserve currency, which was gold, it was backed by nothing. It's only backed by the government. So when people lose confidence in the government, that tends to cripple the currency. In today's political climate, we're divided, so it's not a far-fetched idea that people lose faith in the United States government and thus the dollar will crumble eventually. Finance 2.0 has evolved with the internet and has enabled money's digitization. Now fintech applications like Stripe and Robinhood and eToro leverage the internet. Monetary digitization was a huge step forward, but Finance 2.0's potential for expansion has its limits. It's a sector primarily focused on allowing users to manage their money more easily with mobile apps. However, Finance 2.0 remains fundamentally centralized around nation states, commercial banks, and established institutions. So the biggest problem that I see with Finance 2.0 is the centralization of our banks being controlled by central banks. Our currency is regulated and controlled by the federal government, and we don't have access to our money 24/7. I have no control of the money that I work hard for, and neither do you. This is the problem with centralization. Too many hands in the cookie jar for the money that we've worked hard to earn. Why should I work hard, put my money in a bank that A, is governed by a body that doesn't have my best interests, and B, they don't pay me any interest, and finally, it's not even insured up to what I have in the bank. So let's skip forward now and finally look at the future, which is Finance 3.0. Finance 3.0 is totally different, guys. It uses programmable money, not state-issued fiat currencies. It uses open, decentralized networks, not closed payment rails. It does not need commercial banks to operate as gatekeepers because anyone can be their own bank. Crucially, Finance 3.0 is permissionless and peer-to-peer, which means that anyone, anywhere can take part regardless of their race, religion, gender, ethnicity, or country of birth. It is truly an egalitarian system that opens finance up to the whole world, not only a few big economies. In Finance 3.0, there's no middleman to act as a central point of control. You do not need to deposit your assets in a bank, and you could be your own bank in a non-custodial system. In other words, you own all your data and you have all of the power and control. The three main points that I want to stress and why I think this is the future and it solves all of the problems of 1.0 and 2.0. These 3 points are programmable money, smart contracts, and trustless relationships. All those 3 combined make me very bullish for what's to come in DeFi. Now let's talk about the pros and the current cons of DeFi and where it's going and how we can benefit. Another great opportunity is the availability of money on these types of platforms. In the decentralized finance space, money is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it doesn't matter about your race, your creed, your gender, your income. None of that matters in decentralized finance. However, if you go to a bank, you can only walk in at certain hours. You're going to be at the mercy of them doing the underwrite and looking at applications and getting it approved and reviewed. And it's a long process, it's a lengthy process, and they're not going to approve the majority of people that ask for money because they're going to look at your FICO score, they're going to look at your income, they're going to look at your ability to repay the loan. And most often, banks are looking for reasons to decline giving you money versus approving you. So looking at the decentralized space of finance, none of that matters. You simply just need to interact into the smart contract platform, put up collateral such as USDC, Ethereum, or any type of other token or coin that they will accept, and you can collateralize that against a loan, and no one is going to underwrite you or look at your FICO score. This is why moving towards the lending and borrowing practices will completely decimate the traditional lending system that we see today in the traditional banking system. Now, the other obvious fact here, and this is why I think this is the game changer, is the type of interest you're paid to deposit your money with banks is slim to none. Most banks are paying less than 0.5% annually. When you look at the DeFi space, there's all kinds of different products depending on your risk tolerance, but you can simply stake USDC in some cases and get a modest 6% return, which is way better than anything that the banks offer, and it's pegged against the dollar, so it's a stable coin. There's not a lot of risk. Now, if you want to move up the ladder in terms of your risk tolerance, there's a lot of different opportunities out there to get into these high yielding APY type opportunities. Again, I would tread cautiously with those because sometimes they could be a rug pull and sometimes they're just not sustainable. However, if you look somewhere in between the average return versus the very high return, you could find a lot of great products where you can start leveraging your existing crypto by borrowing against it, accumulate more, and then put them into a staking protocol where you could earn 15 to 20% APY. That's a great example of how I am taking advantage of passive income and rather choosing to take my money out of the bank, buy a cryptocurrency, and stake it to earn passive interest and passive yield that I cannot find in any traditional banking system. So if you can take some time and start looking into a few things to get ahead of everybody, you can very well become an expert in the DeFi space, get ahead of everyone, and figure out how to take advantage of this extremely lucrative market before the masses come. If you got a lot of value out of this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. As I said, I'm always dropping value focused heavily on cryptocurrency, DeFi, entrepreneurship, and making money. These are things that I enjoy, and I like to continue to give value to my subscribers and people that watch this video. So until next time, guys, be phenomenal. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.